What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for Love After Lockup, season 4, episode 10. It's the season finale. So listen, I think we're getting ready to come back with Life After Lockup. We're just going to bring back some of the old couples. You know, this show just continues, so we'll see. But with that being said, let's just go couple by couple. We're gonna go ahead and give you the whole kit and caboodle. So we start off with Indy and with Harry. So we know that Indy mama done left Harry on the side of the road somewhere in Ohio. Of course, he done called Indy mad, cussing and fussing, talking about why your mama gonna do that. That was disrespectful. Yada yada yada. Why you got your mother fighting your battles for you? Grow up. That's what kids do. And I just think it's very interesting that he's telling her to grow up. Like, really? Really, sir? Really, Harry? Whatever. Um, so her mother comes back and her mother was like, listen, girl, pack your stuff up and let's go. There's nothing for you here. Like, nobody's gonna be like I told you so. Nobody's gonna give you a hard time. Come on back home. Mama said I even got a place set up for you. I got a place for you where you can have your own apartment and everything. Just come home. And so she was like, well, I don't know. I really love him. I'm not sure. I don't know. And her mama was like, girl, look, you did it. It didn't work. No harm, no foul, right? So she decides that she is going to move back home. And he won't even pick up the phone. He finally picks up the phone. And she tells him, look, I'm leaving. Like, I'm leaving. So he comes to say goodbye. And, of course, he still got an attitude. Well, what was the purpose of you having your mother talk to me? Like, she wasn't even trying to hear what I had to say. Like, that was so childish. And she was like, this don't have nothing to do with my mother. Like, at the end of the day, this is about us. And he was like, so can I at least say goodbye to the baby? And she was like, no. I said, I know that's right, Indy girl. You let him know. That's it. That's all we done. We gone. And even her daughter was happy because her daughter was like, we moving back. Finally, we moving back to Maryland. She wasn't happy. You know, Indy, if you're honest with yourself, you weren't happy. She wasn't happy. And listen, love is love, and I get it. We all been young and dumb sometimes. Sometimes our dumb takes us to different places, okay? But we all been young and dumb at some point in our life. But girl, cut your losses, going back to Maryland, and do what you gotta do, okay? And it is what it is. And that's what she did. She came back, and then we see Harry with Terry. That rhymes. And Harry was like, I do still love Indy, but I get different things, from different people. Terry really pushes me. She don't, I feel like he was saying she don't put up with none of my ish, but she does put up with your ish. Because first of all, she lost her whole job fooling with you, which is stupid. You still don't have a job. He talking about something. I thought when I got out of jail, everything would be easy and it would just fall into my lap. What world you living in? Where does that happen? Where you go like, ooh, I'm out of jail. Yay, I got a great life. Ooh, especially for a person of color. Like, let's just go ahead and call a spade, sir. You've been in jail since you've been in and out of jail since you were 17 years old. Where you thought that was gonna be easy? Anyway, he still don't have his license, and so he probably still riding dirty. And we see that he is literally standing in Terry's house calling Indy. Indy's back in Maryland. She wouldn't take his phone call, but then when they do, how they do the little follow up, they said she is back to taking his calls. Now, I do know that in real time, a couple of weeks ago, they got into a whole situation, and Auntie's advice, who has a YouTube channel, they done brought Auntie into it, and Harry was real disrespectful to Auntie, and Indy wrote Auntie. But last I heard, they are not together. They are not in a good space, and Harry is still on this bullshit. Anyway, so that's them. So then we have Chance and Taylor. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't know if I'm really 100% crazy about Chance, because I still feel like Chance had some stuff with him. He had some ish with him. But I will say that I do appreciate how he moved in some of the things he did. He decided he was going to propose to Taylor. So he made it a date for all of them. He packed a picnic, and he had a carriage ride, and then he had signs made for the girls to hold up the signs saying "I love you, will you marry me?" And he got down on one knee. They went to St. Louis. They did it under the arch, and he got down on one knee, and of course she said yes, and everybody was happy, and everything was cool. Now the only issue I had with this whole, and then he gave the girls their own promise rings, which I thought was so cute. Like, I love the fact that he included her daughters in the whole proposal. I love the fact that he got them crowns to wear, while they were on the carriage ride. Like, he really tried to bring them. He really tried to bring them into this. My only problem was that oldest one. That oldest one is a brat. Man, I don't know if she was showing off for the camera. I don't know if she really is just that much of a brat. But everything that was going on, she was like, it's cold. I'm tired. I want to leave. This is stupid. I don't want to be here. I want to go to the widget store. I want to go to the widget store. I want to go. And everything he did, it was just a problem and it was wrong. Now, I don't have the energy, the time, or enough information to dig deeper into that. There may be a reason why she was acting out, but like I said, it could have just been simple as she was showing off for the camera. I'm sure that they would have. It was a long day of filming. I'm sure she probably was cold, But all of that just seemed like no matter what, it was just if he said black, she was just gonna say white. And I thought there was a nice gesture. Now in real time, child. Taylor pregnant. They had a whole gender reveal after the finale. She having a little girl. I guess she just don't know how to carry no boys, honey. Anyway, congratulations to them. I don't think they married yet, but congratulations to them. Whew, child. Kevin and Tina. Let me just go on to get Kevin and Tina out the way. Kevin called Tina. He said he hadn't heard from her since she stormed off after they got into it, and she hadn't heard from him. He hadn't heard from her, so he called her. He said he missed her. He wanted to see her. And so he called her, and they went out to eat, and they decided that the best way to move forward in their relationship was to bring a third party into it, because she liked girls, he liked girls, and he just don't know how to date just one girl. So maybe they should just bring a girlfriend into their situation and do some threesomes, and that'll make life better. I guess. If you like it, I love it. Okay? If you like it, I love it. The only update we have for them is that they ain't found a third party yet. But, child, if y'all happy, I'm tickled pink. Okay? So then we have Radine and Rick. Child, this situation is a mess. Anyway, Radine is talking to her stepmom, and she confides in her stepmom that she's married. And she explained that what she did was, while she was at the halfway house, she went to the courthouse and she got the paperwork, and it was the marriage by proxy. And we saw that last season with the woman that married, the one that lost her job as working at the jail, and she married the guy. They had a marriage by proxy where you have somebody to stand in, and she had to do the paperwork and get it signed and all of that. And she said mainly she did that so that she would be able to be there for her and help her, and if have the access that she wanted to have and needs to have with her. Stepmama was feeling some kind of way about it on a lot of levels. Level number one, stepmama was feeling some kind of way because she was like, you ain't tell nobody nothing. Like, you weren't even still in jail when this happened. You were at the halfway house. You didn't say nothing to nobody. Number two, I think stepmama feels some kind of way because she realizes that Rick did a lot for her, and everybody thought that she was gonna be with Rick, and she feeling some kind of way. Number three, because she was like, Rick is a good guy. Like, he's a good guy, and I thought that Rick would help her stay on the straight and narrow, stay off of drugs and all this other stuff. Now, the father didn't like Rick, and that was part of the problem too. But like the stepmama said, she was like, that man did a lot for you. And she gonna say, well, I didn't ask him to. You know what? It always irritates me when people say that. When people are like, well, I didn't ask him to, but you didn't stop him either, and you took it. Like, it's like, I've had people try to do stuff for me, and if I don't want them to do it, I don't accept it. And even if they give me something, I find a way to give it back. Because if I really don't want something from you, I don't want it. For whatever reason, if I don't want to owe you anything, I don't want to feel like I'm obligated. Whatever my reason is for not wanting anything from you is my reason for not wanting anything from you. And I have a problem when people make excuses like, well, I ain't asked for it, but girl, you took it. Anyway, so stepmama was like, at the very least, you owe him a conversation. Like, that's just disrespectful. You owe that man a conversation. So Radine finally calls Ray to talk to him, and she tells him, and Rick is like, wait, what? You're married? He said, listen, I didn't even know what to expect. Like, I didn't know we were going to walk out of this a couple, not a couple, but I certainly did. This I didn't expect. Like, good, bad, I was expecting. Weird, I wasn't. He said, now I feel like a homewrecker because I don't even date married people. Like, that's not what I do. And he was like, listen, we had a plan. And I think he realized just how badly this woman used him. Because he said, listen, we had a whole plan. You were going to get out. You were going to live with me. We were going to move towards being together, being a couple. And she was like, well, you deserve better. He was like, I do. Well, you deserve somebody that's going to love you like you love them. He was like, I do. And he told her, he said, listen, I don't wish bad on nobody. I hope it works out for you. I hope whatever it is you're trying to do, I hope it happens. Like, I don't even wish no bad on you, but like this is messed up. Like, you could just tell he's like wrapping his brain around the whole situation. So then they get ready to leave and he was like, nice life. I hope it works out. And she was like, yeah, because I mean, she could do me the same way that, I did you. He was like, So then she gonna say in her confessional, well, if things don't work out between me and her, Rick will be my plan B because he ain't going nowhere. I mean, he's going to keep calling me. He's going to still be looking out for me. I know he's not going nowhere. Baby, when they did the update, they were like, she ain't heard from Rick. Rick ain't called her. He's still single, though. But he ain't called her. I said, Rick, you better hold on to it. You hold on, boo, because, well, not boo, because we not boos, but, because that was messed up. Anyway. So now we have Lacey and Antoine. So we see Lacey going over to Antoine's mama house to have a nice little family meal. And while they're there, first of all, Antoine is just immature. Like, Lacey, let this thing go because he's just not ready for what you're looking for, right? I don't think he's just immature as hell. Like, he's at the table, he won't talk to nobody. He was like, well, they not talking to me. I'm just on my phone. Like, he's on his phone. So after they eat dinner, Antoine and his mama's boyfriend, they outside smoking a cigarette. Mama inside apologizing to Lacey, like, I'm sorry, the last time we were together, I was a little rude, I apologize, but I just know my son and I just don't want to see you get hurt because, my son ain't never been faithful to nobody. Matter of fact, my son told me that he texting other women now, and I just don't want to see you get hurt. And so Lacey was like, okay, first of all, I don't know why she's telling me this. Like, what's her reason for telling me this? Like, but then I do have to, I guess, somewhat feel some kind of way about it too. So on the way home from dinner, she confronts Antoine. And Antoine was like, listen, there was some miscommunication. What's the miscommunication, bruh? Are you talking to other women or not? Are you entertaining other women or not? I'm not understanding what the miscommunication here is. There is no miscommunication. Either you are engaging in conversation with other women or you are not engaging in conversations with other women. But I don't know what the miscommunication is in this situation. So then she was like, well, I'm just sorry. He was like, sorry for what? And see, here go that manipulation and that mind control shit. Well, I'm just sorry I couldn't be who you needed me to be. I'm sorry I couldn't be the person you needed me to be to love me. Girl. So he was like, I do love you. She talking about something, what does that mean to you? What does love look like for you? He was like, what? See, I'm Antoine in that situation. We're not about to have no deep philosophical, like, I'm not about to sit here and give you the meaning of life. Listen, I told you, and he even said in his confessional, like, all I'm doing is saying hi. Like, these are just women that I've known my whole life. Like, I'm not engaging in any type of sexual relationship. Like, if she was talking to guys, I wouldn't care about that. Well, part of the reason why you wouldn't care is because you just don't care. But I also think part of his point is there's nothing to see here. Like, yes, I'm texting women, but not sexually texting women. I got a lot of women I know. Now, I think the truth is somewhere in the middle, but I'm going to let that go. So they end up getting into this huge argument, and by the time they get home, he gets out the car, he's ripping off his mic, and he's like, I'm done with this. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore, and I'm done. So we find out that they refuse to film the rest of the season. They refused to film, and we heard Lacey on the phone with production where she was like, listen, my biggest fear now is that he's going to relapse. Like, I know that this relationship really isn't working, but I don't want to see him relapse and go back to jail. Like, I do still care about him, and I worry that if I break up with him or, I put him out or whatever, that he's going to end up relapsing. And so now I'm just kind of just really walking around, really treading lightly, I guess until she figure out what her next move is. But here's what's stupid. When we get the update about them, guess what? She pregnant. She done bought a new house and she pregnant. So you know what? Girl, you are happy in your dysfunction with your... now you got 2 kids to take care of because Antoine is a child and now you got a whole baby to take care of. Have fun. Have fun, child. Child. Kayla and Martell. So they have like a little housewarming party where they welcome... it's his home detention party, whatever it is. But they have like a little get together at the house for him. They kept it small because of course they were like, I do, you know, we know that COVID is real. She talking about marriage. He ain't talking about marriage. He texting other women. That's really all I got for them. Kayla, if you don't look back on this and see something and feel some kind of way, then I don't know what to tell you, boo. But this right here, this ain't the answer, baby. It's not a good look. Chaz and Bronwyn, listen, Chaz, you another one that need to just cut your losses. So she been out of prison for 4 days. He's been chauffeuring her around all around town, getting her hair done, getting a spray tan, doing this, doing that, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. And she talking about how she don't want to. She thinks she might want to stay in Washington, and she don't know how she feel about moving to Kentucky or Tennessee, wherever the hell he's trying to take her. They go to get her stuff out of storage over a friend's house, and while he's inside talking to her friend, she's outside getting her stuff together, and he's questioning her male friend. Well, like, have y'all ever been in a sexual relationship before? And, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm just worried about, you know, I'm just a little nervous, you know, I'm still meeting people and I'm still getting to know things. Like, I mean, how close are y'all? And dude was like, bruh, like, I really don't appreciate you questioning me like that. And, you know, you coming off real insecure, and you coming off like you know, like Lacey, he was like, Lacey is going to chew him up. I mean, not Lacey, Bronwyn is going to chew him up and spit him out. Like, he real insecure, and he real, you know, like, coming at me crazy, asking me these crazy questions. Like, I'm a little offended that he even coming at me like that. Like, we're friends, that's it, that's all. It ain't never been no more than that. That's just it. So then she outside talking to her girlfriend, and the girlfriend is like, listen, if you don't want to go, you ain't got to go. Like, he seemed cool and all, but he ain't your type. I don't know what that's about. Basically, she giving her the wink wink. I know this is a mark, you know, wink wink. But girl, you ain't got to move all the way to Kentucky. You ain't got to sell it. They ain't even consummated their marriage yet, right? It's been 4 days. So they get to the hotel, and basically he's like, listen, I'm leaving in the morning. Like, what's up? Can I get some? Baby, she has a panic attack. Talking about, you know, it's been so long since I've had sex, and then I haven't, you know, I've never really had sex sober. You know, I would always, you know, have the drinks or the drugs to relax me, make me feel sexy. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm having a panic attack. Girl, you having a panic attack because you ain't trying to have sex with that man, okay? Let's be clear. Like, everything you saying sound good, and it's plausible. I ain't gonna say that it's not plausible. It is absolutely plausible. But at the end of the day, girl, you just don't want to have sex with that man. And she sent Chaz home with an empty bank account and a hard on. Okay? I don't know what's going on with them. I don't even remember them giving us an update. But last update I got is that she ain't moved. Cause she's still, well, actually, the update was that her parole officer won't approve the move, so she is still in Washington. But child, she ain't trying real hard. So anyway, that's it. That's the season finale, child. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.